Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Husband!
Wife!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving!
I mean...
Although, like, lots of Native Americans. Jeez, I suck.
Wow.
Native Americans died to get us to where we are today.
Holy shit, this got dark. Like, that's not how I was...
That's not how you were going with this?
No.
No, not dark?
Wow.
We had to at least say it. I mean that's, you know...
See, okay, when I was saying, like...
You wanted to ease us into the death and murder?
Okay.
Or, like, you know...
Okay, so can I talk now?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so when I was saying Happy Thanksgiving, and then I was like, although where I was going was we're actually recording this the night before Thanksgiving.
We are.
And you were like, no, death and mayhem, which although true, was just not where I was going.
I see. See, the problem is, though, we never know where we're fucking going when we start these episodes.
What a great segue into our next little bit.
I mean, it ties right into the Bible, death and mayhem.
Speaking of not knowing what the fuck we're doing, Jesus Christ. Happy 100th episode.
Yeah, happy 100th episode. That is pretty amazing, actually.
Not as amazing as the dark history of America that... people want to keep out of our schools.
Right, but the fact that you and I have not killed each other in one of these episodes is pretty amazing.
I just came close, my love. I think we had also one other happy.
Yes, so we're going to make an announcement right now that we kind of led into on our Q&A last Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And we are welcoming a new team member to the team.
Member to the team.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Their name is Dylan McGehee. And he is going to be a writer for us on the blog. And since we don't really have a blog at this point, he's all we got at the moment.
He's spearheading it. And you guys, I read the first one, and it's really good.
It is. It is really good, and it's going to be debuting on debuting on Saturday, just after 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States.
Wow.
In case anybody cares.
Holy moly, that was just like a lot of detail.
Times and details. Yeah, well, I didn't want anybody to go there right now and be like, where the fuck's the post? Where is it? You said it would be there.
Dylan.
Saturday.
Dylan, Saturday.
Just after 6 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
But you know what you could do?
What could you do?
You could head over to the website right now, sacrilegious.com.
Sacrilegiousdiscourse.com?
That's what I meant.
Wow.
Why can't you read my mind?
Okay.
Okay.
So why are we going
So we're
there?
going to go to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, and you're going to sign up for our email list. That way you can have his post on Saturday come straight to your inbox.
See, I didn't even know that was a thing. So
that is a thing.
We have a newsletter list thing?
We do.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I should probably sign up for that.
You probably should. That way you can see if I screw it up.
Which, if I know you... ...
Oh, one more thing about that post that's going to go on Saturday.
Yes?
We've got we did some branding for Dylan, and we came up with a hoodie specifically to give away for this launching of this I want to say podcast so bad. This blog, we got a hoodie that we're giving away. It'll be in the blog, and there'll be a code that you got to type in order to qualify to get it. So
no bots
definitely
this time.
No bots. Yeah, you got to read it, and you got to find the code, and you got to put it into the contest. So
yay!
Go do that and get a hoodie.
And I actually got a sneak peek at that hoodie, and it's really cool.
Pretty cool.
And I want one.
Yeah.
But it's not going up in our merch store yet.
Not yet. Maybe in another. We got to give people some exclusivity here. So you'll be the first to get it if you win. So.
And I guess I can't win, huh?
Not today.
Wife is no winner.
You got anything else for the intro? Or where are we sitting with that?
That was the intro.
That was the intro.
That was an intro.
We're going to move along now.
Okay.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are, and our supporters can go there and support us, and we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there, so it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount, so, any support is always appreciated.
So, what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Oh, hey, so we did leave something out of the intro.
Okay.
So this isn't a normal episode.
I thought we did cover that. This is a special 100th Thanksgiving Day special episode thing we're doing.
But we didn't specifically say, and so also that means we're not reading the Bible today.
So we're like, special! Join us today!
What?
I don't know, I was trying
that?
like a news announcer thing.
Don't ever do that again.
Okay, I won't.
That didn't work for me.
No?
It's a no from me, dog.
It's a no? Okay.
Yeah. So, we're not reading the Bible today.
Yeah, no. And actually, we're not doing a Q&A on Tuesday, although we are going to be doing another special episode.
I'm going to punch you.
On Tuesday to stay on track.
Right. So Tuesday is what? Just a filler?
No, we'll surprise them. I don't think we even know what the fuck we're doing yet.
No.
But it'll be fun whatever we're doing.
It will be fun, and yes.
And it's going to be different, I know that.
It will be different.
I mean, you guys should definitely tune in.
Wait, I do know what we're doing.
Do you know what we're doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They got to wait and find out. Right?
We did vaguely talk about it. You already forgot. That's okay. I have to write it, so it's fine.
I didn't forget about it. I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Then why were you just like, we are? We did? We do?
Because I wasn't sure you knew.
Oh, well, I didn't for a minute there, but now I do, and I remembered, and I got to write it, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
So just join us on Tuesday.
You better join us on Tuesday.
And then stay with us here because we got more shit we're going to say.
Oh, yeah. Stay here. Don't go to Tuesday yet. Stay here on Thursday. So since we're not reading the Bible, I thought we would talk about the Bible.
Okay. Let's talk about the Bible.
So it's our 100th episode.
That's a lot lot of freaking episodes.
I know. Can you remember all of them, or even any of them?
I've definitely got some that stand out. So
do you?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, I have an analogy as to why I don't really have any that particularly stand out.
Okay.
So stay with me for a minute.
Okay.
So, like, when you are a teenager, right? And it's right before you start learning to drive, and you are a passenger in the car, and you don't really pay attention to where things are, really.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to, right?
Right. That's been you the whole time.
That's been me the whole time because I'm the one reading, and it's not that I don't retain as I'm reading, but my goal as I'm reading is we are reading the Bible. We're getting through the Bible.
Right. And how often do I give you shit for,
Yeah, I totally, I forget stuff, and I don't remember names correctly or when stuff happened. And it's because I'm reading with a different goal. Like, I'm not reading and studying. I'm reading to you and presenting. So I was the passenger in the car, and I didn't retain a lot of it.
I see.
I'm just trying to be upfront and honest. And
I think I retained pretty well overall.
You do. You retain so well.
Like, you can remember details more specifically than I can, but I can remember the overall arching.
Absolutely.
Thing, so.
Abso-fucking-lutely. This goes to our studying styles and how we did in school.
Definitely.
And, I was not studying at all, so a lot of it was just in one ear and out the other, unless we were particularly arguing about it or angry about it or some emotional feeling attached to it.
That definitely happened a few times. Yes,
more than once. Yeah. So I'm just trying to say, I don't really have a specific episode that sticks out. I know that there were times that I got upset about all the rape and slavery.
Right.
And women being counted as objects and belongings and that kind of stuff. And that happened more than once. So I couldn't even tell you specifically, which episodes that would have been.
Right.
But do you have some specific episodes that stuck out to you?
Yeah. So, my favorite one early on from Genesis, I'm pretty sure, was when they were talking about circumcision, and they were going to make all the slaves line up to get fucking circumcised, and I was and I was joking about it. I was like, Steve must have run off. Where's Steve? Hey, Steve! Was it Steve?
It was Steve.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, where you at, man?
He missed his dick chop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, dude, if you're a fucking slave, I don't want to get my fucking dick chopped just because you're believe in some crazy ass god.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And then recently, my other favorite one has been the Balaam. I always want to say Balaam. I don't know why I want to say Balaam and his ass.
Balaam and his talking ass.
Dude,
yeah. That story
so
does stick out as definitely.
That is
because it was so off topic too. It just was meanwhile, back at the ranch, a completely different, it had nothing to do with the main characters, really. It was, over there.
I mean, there's been some good stories. Like Joseph, there's been some good stuff throughout the Bible that has been more interesting than, building the tabernacle and,
oh my God,
and counting fucking Israelites and what else do they do that we hate?
Everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever.
Oh, you know what? I do remember one specific episode.
Okay.
It was the one where was it Noah? I don't remember who it was, honestly. It was the one with the hop on pop. And, wasn't it Lot's daughters or whatever? That I don't remember whose daughters it was, honestly. I'm just being honest. I don't remember whose daughters it was. Probably Lot.
Yeah.
But I remember that I hadn't read ahead, and I didn't know that this was coming. And I remember that my voice changed as I was reading it because I was like, oh no. Because I had no idea that incest was literally about to happen.
Right, yeah.
Not just alluded to, but actually happened.
I think that's one of the more fun things about the way we read the Bible, because we have literally not read the Bible. And we just, we know some stories, right? Everybody knows some stories from the Bible.
But there's been a lot that I've never heard of, and it has come across very shocking.
Well, you literally sit there and read stuff, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck? Is that what it says?
Is that what it says?
I can't tell you how many times I've said that.
Is that what it says?
Well, because I just don't ever know with you. Sometimes you like to make shit up, you know?
Well, that's how I roll.
Like you were calling Panorama Bananarama and
that
shit,
is true.
you know, I mean, whatever. So.
But I mean, usually you could tell when I'm making stuff up but when it's so ridiculous, like incest, it's like, wait, what?
Right.
That's a thing?
Oh, I did like Nimrod too.
Yeah, Nimrod was great.
Cool. Yeah, I loved the idea of knowing where Nimrod came from. Because I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome.
You're actually a hero if you're a Nimrod.
I mean, you know.
You're a great warrior.
There's got to be more to that story, right? I mean, I still don't know the whole thing, but how did Nimrod end up meaning, basically a nincompoop?
You idiot.
Whatever.
Idiot.
So,
have you learned anything?
I've learned that God is a raging fucking dickhead.
I mean, did you learn that, or did you just get that re-emphasized? Going into this, I think I thought that God was hypocritical. And I thought that God was... Like God of the Bible.
God of the Bible.
Not like...
God of the Bible, yes. I thought that God was hypocritical and maybe killed a few too many people, right?
Yeah,
like, because I knew the flood,
so
right?
You actually did learn, though, that he is...
He's a raging dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, he's not the only fucking God out there.
Yeah,
even in the Bible.
That shocked me. Like, I did not know that the Bible acknowledges that there are more than one God.
Right. It's crazy the shit that's in this Bible.
Yeah.
And because I'm sitting here in middle America hearing shit from these fucking Christians out here that want to spew bullshit at me, and it sounds like their God is fucking perfect. And
the way they would talk, you would think.
Right. But the more I read, the more I am appalled, the more I am, like, just aghast at what is going on in this fucking book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck are these people saying this stuff with a goddamn straight face?
And then...
It's unreal.
What's really funny to me is that these same people are like, save the children. And I'm like, but really, though? Really? You're saying save the children? Have you read your Bible?
Save the children is a stepping stone to fucking QAnon.
Right, but it started out as this thing that,
sure.
I mean...
It all sounds wonderful and great.
Yeah.
Save the children. Yeah, okay.
They're like, you eat babies. And it's like, actually, you eat babies.
I just posted something on Twitter. You had a great idea for a t-shirt idea.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Go ahead and share it with everybody.
It was, I don't eat babies because I'm an atheist. I eat them because you won't keep them quiet on airplanes. And it's only funny because the sentiment is true.
Well, because there's literally people out there that think that atheists eat babies.
And I'm like, no, you guys eat babies. I mean, according to the Bible.
Right.
You know?
Like it's like literally in there, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, they killed babies. They didn't eat them, but...
I think there's actually... Somebody shared something on Twitter. I thought there's actually maybe a spot in the Bible where there's like an eating of a baby of some type.
Oh my God, please don't let me read that.
I could be wrong.
I will lose my cookies. Be wrong.
But like, yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, like, if it could go wrong, it went wrong in the Bible, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just awful. It's awful shit.
It's a terrible book.
It really is.
It is not for kids, I will tell you that much.
No, and like, the fact that they make kids' Bibles, I'm like, what did you do? Leave out everything?
Yeah.
Like, God.
Be nice, share. Like, yeah, that would be great if you actually follow those principles, but...
Like, do you remember seeing kids' Bibles and, like,
yes.
the Noah bit, right? It's, like, all about the rainbow and the animals. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, but what about the thousands and millions of drowning motherfuckers down below them?
Yeah, right.
Like, you're skipping a huge chunk of this.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So if you had, I know that we are only into the 4th book of the Bible.
Right.
What is your favorite book of the Bible so far?
I guess I would have to say Genesis is still my favorite. Just because, minus the begatting shit. There was a lot of just like crazy magic-y woohoo shit in there. And
it was the least problematic of all the problems and the least boring.
Yeah, it was just it was kind of fun at that point, somewhat maybe. I don't know, not really, but it was kind of fun to hear God telling all the animals to fuck and like how many sands of kids there's gonna be. And...
You fuck. I could see that happening. Is that the way it went?
I mean, that's basically what he was doing, wasn't it? He was like, multiply and be fruitful and multiply is what he said like thousands of times throughout the goddamn book. So
do you have a favorite character?
Favorite character?
I mean, Nimrod.
Obviously. I think my favorite character was
Because of his name, or
no? Because he just died. It was like,
he died.
And then he died. It was and then he died. And it was like, wait, what?
Right.
Why did they even? He gets multiple mentions in the fucking Bible, and all he did was die.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean that was like, it's the epitome of like a pointless mention of whatever. Like, what the fuck is that?
My favorite character, stay with me here, okay, because it's going to sound like, wait, what? Is Moses, but not like Moses the whole way through.
Uh-huh.
My favorite character is Moses in my mind, just imagining him running up and down the fucking mountain. And every time he comes down, he's like, look. Or, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? Or running back up and going, God, these motherfuckers over here. Like,
that's all he was doing the whole damn time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Moses in my imagination.
Like, you should have had a shirt that said, these motherfuckers.
These motherfuckers over here. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously not like the actual Moses of the Bible.
Right.
But my imagination of him.
Sure.
Just so, like, perpetually put upon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That, like, I can relate to that.
Definitely.
God damn it.
Right.
It seemed like every time he came down, he was just like, are you fucking kidding me? What are you even doing?
Right.
Who is your least favorite or the one you hate the most?
Well,
God.
Yeah, I mean that. Okay, let's say
goes without saying.
Without saying God. Yeah. Okay. So I would say, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have to say Moses.
Yeah.
Because of all the grift and all the bullshit.
He's such a fucking grifting liar.
Yeah, like, I mean, him and Aaron were getting paid so much shit to just lie about everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, to say that God is a goddamn billow of smoke behind a curtain in a fucking tabernacle.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That's the biggest load of shit. And his followers didn't even fucking believe it. They went and worshiped some other god every other fucking chapter.
Right.
Like, they didn't believe this shit. They just didn't want to get killed by him.
I think that so far my favorite characters, and they barely got a mention, are the 4 women who went up to Moses and were like, hey, our dad died, so we're going to be homeless unless you make some kind of fucking women can have land clause.
Wait, we're back to favorite characters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I had thought about it.
That was cool. They, like, women's rights and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I mean, they still had to, like, marry within the clan.
Yeah.
But
they stood up and asked for something.
And that seems to be kind of brave.
Yeah. I mean,
it could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like, how dare you?
I know.
Right? You don't trust that God will provide for you?
Right.
Like, it could just as easily have been that they got smoted.
Or turned to salt, like when Lot's wife turned back and looked.
Exactly. I would be hard-pressed to say who my least favorite character is, because they all suck.
They do. They really do.
They're all so bad.
Yep. I definitely agree with that.
So, did you have anything more to say about, like, the Bible itself, or any of the characters or books or what we've read?
I think the only thing else I would say is that, going through this with you and listening to it, and even as much as we make fun of this bullshit, it's given me a lot of ammunition to fire back at people when they quip at me with Christianity. Yeah. If I want to.
And it's not that you were, like, looking for ammunition.
No, but
per se.
But to be fair, part of me was, because sometimes you just, like, when you don't know what you're talking about, when you haven't read the Bible, when you don't know what they're saying, and you can't compare it to anything, you kind of have to just sit there and take it from them. And it's like, well, I don't believe this shit, but I don't know what you're quoting. I don't know what you're talking about.
And, just as bad, too, I think, are when you read stuff from people who claim to be scholars the opposite direction. So you're like, well, according to this guy, it says this in the Bible, but I don't know if it really says that. So I would love to quote this as a source of, yeah, but you suck because the Bible says this, but I don't know. Like, I can't rely on that. I didn't go research that.
Right.
So it does help, like, back up when you do see something that is in your corner, you can know, okay, this is actually a reliable thing. I've read it. I know it says that.
Yeah, and I guess that's the best part about this to me is that it's given me a little bit more firm footing as being an atheist. So
right.
And
right.
not that I needed it. I didn't believe in God at all when we started this, and
right.
I still don't. And it's just now I hate him a little bit more. So.
Well, and I think that was going to be another question, because there's a question of atheism and then there's a question of the Bible. And I don't think that reading the Bible has made me one way or the other as far as my beliefs go, because it's unrelated for me.
Sure.
Because I lean more like spiritual than God, man in the sky person.
Right.
And like I'm more agnostic than like hardcore atheist.
Yeah.
I mean, I am atheist, but like I allow for the fact that I don't know everything, ?
Sure. No,
So,
I mean, I think a lot of people would say that you're atheist, though. Like, I mean,
yeah.
you know, basically atheist is I don't believe in a God or gods.
Yeah, I mean, in so far as what I have seen so far, yes. But the Bible has not, like, swayed me one way or the other. Like, it hasn't made my lack of belief in a higher power any more than it already was.
Sure.
Except insofar as to say, if this is actually the way it went down, then I'm definitely in the right camp.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So.
Yeah, no. And to be fair, you know, when I started reading the Bible, I think I become dirt when I die, and I still think that. So it hasn't changed my opinion of anything either. So
I'm just saying, like, I don't think that reading the Bible has made me more hardcore of an atheist or whatever than I already was.
I mean, it's made me more of an anti-theist.
Yes. So, and I don't necessarily think that those are the exact same thing.
They are not the exact same thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely angrier at God. So that's what it's done for me. Yeah, of the Bible.
Well, my next question then, moving a little bit away from the Bible, would be podcasting related.
Okay.
And so my question would be, and this is more in your ballywick because I do not do this stuff.
Right.
What are some mistakes that you can recall having made, or some specific things that you've learned in running a podcast?
You mean other than saying our names when we're trying to, you know, not say our names?
Yes, that.
Okay, because we've done that multiple times where we had to start over a section.
Oh
Actually,
God.
It's only been like 3 or 4 maybe total.
Still 3 or 4 too many.
3 or 4 too many, for sure. I think as far as... we haven't really... I mean, we do this pretty much off the cuff every week. So, like, the errors are more of, like, I misplaced a sound here in this section where it should have gone in that section, and, you know, I've done things like that. Probably the biggest mistake that I've done thus far producing a podcast has been that for probably about the first 6 to 7 months of doing this podcast, we weren't really doing anything with it. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't creating, I wasn't creating blog posts for it. I didn't have a website run.
You weren't on the Twitters?
Right. Yeah. I literally I was on Twitter, but I wasn't really like on Twitter.
Okay.
So I wasn't really out there promoting or pushing things. And I think that if I had it to do over again, I would have started promoting and pushing well before we ever got into our first episode. And then on top of that, would have had probably 3 or 4 episodes ready to push out the gate, and then just do a hardcore push to try to get some more initial list. Like, it would have been a bigger push up front.
Got it.
I think that would have been maybe the smarter way to go. And maybe if we ever do another type of podcast down the road, we'll have the wherewithal to do that correctly the next time. But I mean, I think that was my biggest
quote unquote mistake.
Quote unquote mistake. Yes.
And I say that in quotes because, I mean, we had no idea when we started where we were going with this and what we really planned. So, was it a mistake, or was it just like, well, we learned what we want to do next time?
Right. Yeah, no, it's more of a learning process, I think, and it's
Right.
I've learned a lot doing this for sure.
Well,
So,
and that was my next question. What are some things that you have learned? I mean,
I think what I've learned is just more about, you know, so we just jumped feet first into this, and I didn't really know how to promote this, I didn't know anything about I didn't do any research. I didn't do anything. So like what I've learned is how to communicate with the atheist community. What I've learned is, I've done a lot of research on how to better share socially and stuff like that. Like I've got programs that I use in the background of this thing that keep me from going crazy. And that's been my saving grace, because I have social media platforms. I've got social media programs that I use to disseminate the social media. I've got graphic artist programs that I use that help me quickly create graphic art. And even at that, with as much time as I have to do this, because I work full time on top of this, it's not easy to do still.
Right.
So, but I have learned a lot of shortcuts and a lot of like ways to make my time easier doing what I need to do. So
cool.
Yep.
I think what I have learned is less about podcasting itself or any of the work that goes into it, because you do all of that. Mine would be, I'm just being honest, you're awesome.
Right.
My thing that I learned is that the term atheist is like so broad, and just from looking at how you interact with the community on Twitter alone,
Right.
that it encompasses so many different ideas and attitudes, and there's a lot of terminology that
There is a lot of terminology.
it's not just a do you or don't you believe in God, the end. Like it's more nuanced than that.
Yes and no. The belief in God is not nuanced. It is
No, but
firmly not belief in God.
How that is brought into their daily lives, I guess, their attitudes behind it is so
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's
different from person to person and group to group.
Definitely. Every atheist out there is different. It doesn't, just like, I mean, you could take the Christian community and say,
well,
like there's a lot of different ways that, Christians look at God too.
Right. Well, I guess that was surprising to me. I know that there's different ways to look at God if you believe in God.
Right.
I didn't know that there was different ways to look at a lack of God.
Sure.
And that was enlightening to me.
No, I one thing I will say is that sometimes it feels like, you're walking a line sometimes, not pissing people off.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Like, well, I saw you get kind of nervous when I was like saying that I wasn't necessarily a hardcore atheist. And I think that like a lot of hardcore atheists, from the look on your face, maybe might not like to hear that. And
That would be absolutely true.
And I find that even knowing like what I just said about how it's so nuanced, even just knowing that, like seeing your face right now and how you're like, stop talking about that. Like that is just so surprising to me. Like, I would think that I could be less careful with how I speak, and that the atheist crowd in general would be more open and
let me
accepting.
explain a little bit. No, much of the atheist crowd out there says that if you part of being an atheist is questioning and not taking the bait hook, line, and sinker for what Christianity is, right?
Okay.
So thinking outside, like that's a big thing with atheists, is thinking.
Except.
Right. So what anything other than spirits and energy and shit like that people talk about, that is also stuff that is not proven. So it's also like it's one of those things that many atheists out there believe in what can be proven, and I think that to be true about me myself. I'm very accepting of people. I'm very I don't care what you think, honestly, as long as you don't get in my shit. So
right.
But many of them do care very much that they're very adamant that you only believe that there's not a God, and when you die, and that's that.
Right.
So, that's all.
Yeah. I'm not saying I have like a specific belief in any kind of magic, but
right.
Like, I just find it funny that to even like say, but I don't know what the fuck everything is. Like, even just saying and acknowledging that could be offensive to some people, and
it can be.
And that was the most surprising thing in all of this. That is what I have learned in all of this thus far.
I think the majority of people out there would be fine with your stance because you're not pushing it on people. You're not adamant that you have to do this.
But I do know that there is a group of people out there because I interacted with them at one point.
Yeah.
And they were like hardcore.
No, there's definitely people out there that are very hardcore about it. So,
which goes back to the human spirit to me. Like, so basically humans are elitist fucks.
In all regards.
In all regards, they're tribal.
Yep.
But anyway, going back to like podcasty stuff, did you have anything else that you wanted to like talk about with regard to where we've come from and how far we've come? And
is this where you wanted me to go over the stats and stuff? Or
no,
what?
that'll be in the next.
Oh, then no,
bit.
I got nothing else.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a break,
yep.
And then we'll come back and talk about looking ahead.
Okay, sounds great.
Cool. Okay, so now that we have done a look back, and
it kind of went on in that section.
It did.
I didn't realize that it took so long to finish that up.
Well, and there's more conversation to be had there that we'll probably have in a future special episode.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to delve a little bit further into like belief systems of this community.
Yeah.
So and our podcast for that matter.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So stay tuned.
I really wasn't done like having that conversation, so I'm excited and looking forward to having more of that conversation.
Right, but I think
point.
It deserves its own episode.
Absolutely. So again, now that we've done our looking back and looking around,
right.
Let's talk about where we're at and where we're going.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
is this me?
This is you.
Am I go?
You are go for stats.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna cover some of the stats that we have achieved
in our 100 episodes.
In our 100 episodes. So right now, we have all time had 6,994 plays as of when I printed this sheet of paper.
That sounds really good, is it?
Not great. No.
Like, I don't know, 6,000. That sounds like a lot to me.
No.
Oh.
But our estimated audience size is about 62.
Well, that's
right
cool.
Now, which that's based on how many people have downloaded each episode on average within the last month. So, like, we have a regular audience of 62 people.
Oh, there's 62 people that listen to us regular?
Apparently.
Hi! I'm humbled by that, personally.
I really want that to be in, like, the 3-digit range here soon. So,
well,
like,
sure.
It's been going up steadily, though. Like we mentioned in the last section, when we didn't get on Twitter right away and stuff like that. So, like, that gets to another stat. When you look at, like, our performance from when we started this podcast back in July of 2020, we didn't do anything until, like, it was basically doing nothing until April of 2021.
Oh.
And then it's just like a rocket ship taking off after that.
Because you started doing stuff.
Because I started doing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and our most listened to episode is our episode 1, because we tell people like, hey, go to the beginning and start listening from the beginning. So that makes sense. So far, I think if you don't count the money we've lost by running a website and everything else, I think we've made about $75 so far.
That's cute. That's cute.
If you don't count any of the stuff that we're paying for, which if you do that, it's a net loss.
Yeah, but I mean,
but that's why we asked for Patreon help, and
Okay,
so
but
Patreon.
But let's be honest. Like when we first started, we had no idea that there was even like quote unquote money to be made. Like it was just a pet project that would be fun.
Definitely.
So the fact even that it's approaching eventually paying for itself is really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my my thoughts on it.
I'm definitely, I'm right there with you. So as far as listeners, we have 78% of our listenership comes from the United States, and we have a ton of countries that have listened to us. I mean, it's like, I think it's over 50 at this point. I'm not really sure, but it's quite a few. I should have counted them, and I didn't. But I did print up, a list of like the top states that have listened to us.
Ooh, I'm interested in this.
And we, here in Ohio, even though we listen to our own stuff all the time, because we got to go back and study it, we are only number 3 for listenership.
Wow.
In Ohio.
We suck.
The top 2 are Kentucky.
Get the fuck out.
Kentucky. And then Virginia.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. And then after Ohio comes California and Minnesota.
What an odd mix.
Yeah. So thank you, Kentucky. You guys, you're killing it by 4%. So
wow. I'm going to be honest. I never would have thought that. So I apologize to the great state of Kentucky.
So maybe we need to do our first tour down in Kentucky.
That's not far from Ohio.
It's not far from here. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's driving distance, right? We live in southern Ohio. So we could totally get there. We just need somebody to reach out to us and be like, hey, I know all these people that are listening to you. Yeah. And you guys should totally come down and talk to us. And we'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. So whoever's listening to us in Kentucky, you guys get that group together, whoever you are.
Seriously.
And you guys reach out to us and let us know, and we'll come down and do a talk or something.
That would be fun and scary.
That would definitely be fun.
And scary.
It would be, sure. It'd be a little bit scary.
I'd do it, though.
I'd totally do it. Okay. All right, so...
What country listens to us the most besides the U.S.?
Canada at 5%.
Nice.
And then India and Australia are both at 2%.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think up in the top range is UK and New Zealand, and I think Ireland's up there too, actually.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to go to Ireland, but I mean, let's start closer to home. I am totally interested in visiting Canada again, so...
But you got to go to Ireland because you're a how.
What?
You're a how.
Oh, yeah, we got that listener email.
It was a tweet. It was a direct message on Twitter.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, it's not what you said.
No. And she said I'm a howl.
Yeah.
And I am a howl.
And then you said you needed some merch that says that. So.
Yes, wife is a howl.
Yeah. Also, 35% of our listenership comes from Apple Podcasts. 13% comes from Spotify. And then rounding out the bottom is Podcast Addict at 7%, Google Podcasts at 7%, and then other equates for the next 39%. So
Castbox falls in that bottom.
Yeah, bit. Yeah. Yours sucks.
Shut up. Okay, I'm sorry, but I love Castbox, and I think that y'all need to up your game here and get on there.
There you go. Yeah, I'd love to see a boost in any of the listenerships. So
it's not really surprising that
Castbox.
It's not really surprising that Apple's at the top, though.
So, all right, just continuing with the stats here.
Okay.
Our listenership is 54% female, 36% male, 9% not specified, and 1% non-binary.
Nice.
And then
I'm glad that that's even a representative on there. That's cool.
Me too.
That's cool.
And then our age. So, do you want to take a guess at what our top age group is, approximately?
I would guess probably millennials.
No.
What?
Nope. 27% at the top is 45 to 59.
That's Gen X and Boomers, right?
Something like that. And then second is 23 to 27 at 24%.
So millennials are up there. They're just not the biggest.
Yeah. The 18 to 22, you guys are slacking. You're only at 4%, so get your asses in gear.
I mean, to be fair, they're kids.
Yeah, they can't be bothered.
They can't be bothered. And let's be honest, do you blame them?
No, not really.
I mean, when you were that age, were you... Granted, okay, when you were that age, podcasts weren't a thing, but...
Right, so I can't really...
But would you have been into, listening to podcasts?
I don't know.
You were not
I listened to NPR.
Did you really?
I
at
did
age
really.
18?
Yes.
Okay, you're weird.
I know.
But were other kids your age listening to NPR? No.
They
were out doing their thing.
I was also campaigning for Ralph Nader, so,
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I forgot you did tell me that. You're kind of cool. I'm kind of attracted to you right now.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realized it, but we are married.
I did realize it.
Yeah, okay.
I did realize it, and I'm grateful.
Yep.
So that's where we're at. What are our podcast goals?
Podcast goals.
I mean, you said you want to see our regular listenership hit the triple digit.
I mean, I'd like to see it hit the quadruple digits.
Okay,
honestly.
but like initially.
Yeah. So I mean, probably within the next 2 to 3 months, I'd like to see it hit triple digits of regular listenership, and by next year, I'd say we'd be hopefully be in the thousands. So that would be my goal long term.
Okay.
I do want to get our Patreon support upwards of like $300 just to cover some basic expenses, which right now we're at a measly $5 a month, which thank you to our supporters.
That is not measly.
No, you're right.
It's coming from people's personal pockets.
Definitely appreciate everybody that is supporting, and I didn't mean to say measly. I did, but I didn't mean to. So
what he's saying is we appreciate the ones who are giving.
Yes,
and,
very much so.
And more of you should do that.
Yeah.
To help us out.
They can't pull all the weight. They need your help.
My God. What are you expecting from these people? They can't do everything.
And then, I want our website and our presence to become a lot more than what it is. I want there to be resources for atheists, for people that are thinking of leaving religion. I want there to be articles that are coming out on a regular basis that are supporting our beliefs and our belief systems. I want us to be a resource where people can go to find what they want to know about atheism or leaving religion or whatever their case may be. So
right.
That's what I would like to see.
And that's what we're doing with the blog.
Right.
And why we took on the one writer and we're working with somebody else and thinking that we might start expanding that a little bit.
Yeah. No, definitely. And we're very excited about what's in the near future and in the distant future. So I think there's a lot to come that's going to be really good for our blog and for our podcast.
That is very exciting. I've had a couple of people ask me in person, what are our plans post-Bible? And I think we've said it before, but I think it deserves repeating. And here, our 100th episode, that once we finish the Bible, we plan to keep reading other religious texts.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, this was never only just about the Bible. Now, I am going to have to redesign our logo at some point because, it does specifically say the Bible.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, yeah, it's when we're done with the Christian portion, we're going to move on to other portions.
Yeah, I want
religiosity.
Like I want to read the Torah, and I want to read the Catholic Bible. Has some stuff that is different from the Bible that we're currently reading.
Right.
And I want to read the Quran.
Sure.
Sorry.
Whatever.
And who am I? What do I know? Those are the main ones, but I also want to read a bunch of the missing books, like the Dead Sea Scrolls and shit like that.
Oh, I'm even interested in stuff like the Mormon, book and the and Scientology and stuff like that.
I know you are, and that is, I guess, going to be on our list. But I have to be honest with you, I am so much less interested in those because those were created more in current times.
Sure.
And I don't know why I differentiate them, since it's all a bunch of silly nonsense.
It's just a matter of the age of the cult.
Yeah, it's true. But it's true, though. But, yeah, those are eventually ones on our hit list, too. So
right.
And I should probably specify, when I say hit list, I don't mean like I'm, murdering them or anything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, on our Patreon, our top level is You Killed God, so.
Oh, my God. Every time you say that, I'm like, I can't even believe that's. Oh.
I'm just saying.
That makes me nervous.
Right.
That somebody's going to take it the wrong way.
I'm sure somebody will. So.
I dare you to. So let's talk about merch.
Okay. So merch, that's all me. I don't know if anybody out there has actually checked out our merchandise website. But it is linked to from our website, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. I got it right this time.
You did.
And you can check out all the stuff that I've created there. It is all done and designed by me. Now, we obviously have a third party print it up for us and ship it to you. We're we're not like endless resources here. So that is all done third party, but all the designs are definitely me. And I actually had a fan one time reach out to me and said, "I'd like that would be better if you did it like this." And so I did that, and I made it for him, and then he got it. So that happened. That was cool. So if you have any ideas for me, I mean, as long as you don't see 25,000 other people doing it, reach out to me and tell me. Yeah. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, that'd be
definitely
cool.
Definitely. If you want to see something, I'll make it.
That's true. He will.
I will.
He's a little focused that way.
Yeah.
With regard to merch, we have that giveaway. Would you like to talk about that?
We'll touch on it one more time. I covered it at the beginning. We were talking about bringing Dylan on.
Dylan!
So when Dylan's post goes live on Saturday morning, there will also be a giveaway attached to that blog post. If you go and read his blog post, all the information on how to enter the post or how to enter the giveaway will be in that blog post. And hop on there, get some entries in for yourself, and maybe you'll win yourself a hoodie. So, we want a lot of interaction with this first post to get Dylan jump-started into things here. So go leave a comment. Go check everything out there. We want to see everybody heading over there on this Saturday. So.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps this up. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if you spend an hour with us on Thanksgiving, holy shit, thank you so much.
Yeah, actually, I guess if we're doing the whole gratitude thing, I'm grateful for all of you listening, whether you listen today or you put it off to Black Friday and avoid the shoppers by choosing to listen to us then.
I'm grateful if they listen to us ever, always, no matter what. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And have a good stuff and things. See you Tuesday.
Bye.
Husband.
Yeah, wife.
It's the end, so we should say all the things.
We definitely should say all the things.
What things should we say?
So we want people to get a hold of us, and there's ways that they can do that.
So one of those ways I know is email. What's that email address?
sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com.
And they should do that by 5 Eastern on Sundays if they want their question to be included in our new Tuesday Q&A episodes every week.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing from some of our fans, for sure.
Yeah.
They can also get a hold of us on social media. And we have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Probably the easiest way would be through Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts still.
Yes, still.
Still.
I guess.
Or dum-dum or doo-doo.
Yeah, wherever you want to go with that, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have all those things and they should go there.
Yeah, they should.
Okay. And then also, what else should they do?
They should review us on Apple Podcasts because that really, really helps us out. And, if you are on any other podcasting app, just hit a heart or a like thing or something.
A thumbs up.
Thumbs up,
nice.
Whatever the hell it is, just do it, okay?
Just do it.
All right. I think that's all we got.
Oh, you know what? I have one more thing.
Oh, she's got one more thing.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening and choosing us to spend your time with. We really appreciate you all, and you are definitely top shelf.
Yeah, honestly, it makes us smile just about every day.
Yep.